What thoughts are you having right now that don't serve you? They don't serve your bigger future. Judge them, analyze them. They are not you. There's two of us in there. The same thinking that got you here is not the same thinking that will get you to where you want to go. One of my mentors said, the thinking, the habits that got you out of Egypt are not the same habits that are going to take you to the promised land. What's standing between you and where you want to go is always the story between it. Your next level, there's only a story between you. There's no physical guard, there's no guns, there's no blockade. It's what's going on in here. I have a message that I'm going to tell through a story with my daughter. So last weekend, and yes, this has to do with success, has to do with happiness. When I say success, I want you to have a full, rounded definition of success. Money without happiness, money without health, health without money, all of it's a pain in the ass unless you have all of it. So why not work on the core, work on the foundation? Like I always say, all success starts here, because all success starts with your habits and your values. Before the magic money machines, before the businesses, before the grit, before the grind, you need the habits. So let me tell you this story. One of the greatest things ever taught, I believe, is what Earl Nightingale so simply put in The Strangest Secret, that we are nothing more than the sum total of our thoughts. Now we know that, we hear it, you've heard me share it, you've read about it, but how does it actually stick in your life? How does it work in your life? Are you aware that you are nothing more than the total of your thoughts? You will become the person that follows or obeys the thoughts that you have. If you have thoughts of scarcity, of thoughts of getting taken advantage of, get thoughts of being the victim, get thoughts of, have thoughts of being an entrepreneur who can handle anything, an entrepreneur who could just go to the ends of the earth and do what it takes. I mean, everything starts with a thought. But let me just share this with you. My daughter and my son and I went to Utah last weekend fishing. Fishing was one of the things we did. We just wanted to hang out, get out of the heat, and it's still hot here in Arizona. So we wanted to get out. So we jump on a plane and we go to Park City, Utah, having an amazing time. We go fishing, we learn how to fly. I hire some coaches to help my kids to get better. Dear friends actually helping. We did outdoor sports, we went bowling, we did all this great stuff. Long story short, my daughter's 11. And whether you're a parent or not, I'm just telling you, I had no idea that girl drama starts at about 10. It's like the plane lifts off the ground at 10 and girl drama starts. Girls are getting in cliques. Girls are making fun of other girls. It's and I'm not saying that girls like boys are bad, but boys are kind of wanting off to play sports at this age and Fortnite. Anyway, the drama starts. So my daughter is very, like I was, she needs everybody to like her to feel good about herself. Now, I work on that all the time, telling her, you know, she needs her own self-worth, but she's 11 and we're working on it. So, long story short, we're coming back on this Sunday, and she wants to come back to go to a yoga class with 3 of her friends that she's kind of on the edge with. They're kind of cliquey, great girls, amazing girls. But that's just the way it is. It doesn't make any kids better. My daughter's not any better than any of those other girls. But she wanted to really go, and it was important to her. And she said, Dad, I really want to go to this yoga class and then lunch after, and I can bond with these girls. It'll just make it so much easier in school because I really like them. And one of them she felt bad for because she's moving and she really likes her, all this stuff. So I cut the trip short. I said, okay, Bree, you want to go back for that? I understand. I was your age once. Now we changed the flight to get there with an hour's cushion. Yeah, I cut things kind of close. But we had an hour and a half cushion. We get to the airport. The flight's delayed for an hour. We didn't fly private. We flight commercial. We just had fun. We went up there, but we were an hour late. So now we're an hour late, and did you ever fly into planes? They're not super small, not super big, but they can't handle the big roll-on bags, so you got to leave them in the jetway, and then they have to you basically have to check the bag. So we had to check the bag. And all of a sudden I'm looking at time, and we're going to land at about the exact time this yoga class starts. And it was so important to my daughter. I get it. And you might say, it was a dumb yoga class. No, it was more to that. 11-year-old girl trying to, do the right thing. It was a big deal to her. So all of a sudden, now why am I telling you this whole story? Because I watched my daughter say, Dad, we're not going to make it. Dad, we're going to be late. And I watched the stress, and I watched the feeling in her belly when she was telling herself we weren't going to make it. We had not yet gotten there late. We had not yet missed the appointment. But the story, her thoughts were already there. The story she was telling herself is that we were missing it, and I watched her mannerisms change. I watched her physiology change. I watched her mood change. She was sad. She was thinking of all these things, and I'll miss the class, and then Monday at school will be uncomfortable again because I didn't fix it with the one friend. All of those thoughts. One thing, a delay in the flight triggered 15 other thoughts. She wasn't even my regular daughter. She was sitting there sad. So we're going, and I said, here's what I told her. I said, Bree, now, kids don't want lessons all the time. As adults, we want them because we want to go faster. But I said, Bree, wouldn't it be better to think that we're going to make it? No matter what, we're going to make it there on time? Because whether we make it there on time, I'd rather have the better thought on the way than being sad. So in my head, all I kept saying is, however we're going to do it, we're going to make it. The flight's going to go a little quicker. We're going to get the bags quicker than we thought. I'll drive quicker. We'll get there. And I was fine. And I do this all the time, but I've had 50 years of being on this earth to figure it out. She's 11. So long story short, we get there on time. We got there 10 minutes early. Drop her off. She got a big smile on her face, but she was stressed for 2 hours. The poor thing. So I waited till the next day, and I said, Bree, really simple. We could have been late. But we weren't. But either we were late or not, wouldn't it have been better for your heart, for your health, for your happiness, for the end of a great trip in Utah with your dad and your brother? Wouldn't it have been great to say, you know what, we're going to make it. I'm going to be there in time, no big deal. I'm going to get there and I'm going to bond with my friends. It's going to be amazing, and Monday in school will be great. I said, what, is that what happened? She goes, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Monday went, she ended up telling me afterwards that Monday went great because they bonded. I said, wouldn't it have been better to tell yourself that story over and over, and you would have had a great plane ride, you wouldn't have had stress, you wouldn't have had worry? And she's like, wow, Dad, that's the first time I really understand what you say about being the witness of your thoughts or looking at your thoughts or judge your thoughts. So let me ask you, what thoughts could you change right now? Listen, I'll be completely transparent. My ex-wife, who I'm dear friends with, yeah, divorce sucks, for lack of a better word, but we've done an amazing job at it. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because I watch her sometimes go down the path of having thoughts that'll drive her nuts. Like, why didn't it work out in the past? Why couldn't have we done something different? Or how come this is happening now? And I always tell her, I'm like, and I can watch her come right back. She'll get in a grumpy mood. I'll drop the kids off. She's like, hey, short with me. And I know she's letting thoughts get to her, which we all do. And then I remind her, she changes her thoughts. She's a completely different person. I remember listening to Wayne Dyer when he got diagnosed with leukemia. That's not what he passed away of, but when he got diagnosed with leukemia, he said he remembers telling himself, oh my God, I'm sick. I have leukemia. I'm not going to make it. And he felt like shit. He said, wait a minute. I have leukemia either way. The end result's going to be the same either way. So I'm just going to think I'm going to beat it. I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to be the example for leukemia victims or people with that disease. He changed it, and all of a sudden he was the happiest guy you ever saw with leukemia. Only because he changed one thing, his thoughts. So back to you. What thoughts are you having right now that don't serve you? They don't serve your bigger future. Judge them. Analyze them. They are not you. There's two of us in there. Remember, you have double conversations all the time. You're not schizo. We have two conversations. You know, you can be walking in a room while simultaneously you're saying, wow, why did they wear that? Or wow, this is a weird color painting that they put up on the wall. Like, you know, we have two thoughts always going on in our head. So with those two thoughts, divide one to analyze your thoughts and be like, why the hell would you think that? Why would you think we're going to be late, miss it, and my friends aren't going to like me, when you can think I'm going to be on time and my friends are going to love me? One makes you feel happy, one makes you feel like shit. One can say, I learned from a bad relationship and my next one's going to be amazing, or my past relationship, I screwed up, I suck, and I'm always going to be miserable. One makes you happy, one makes you sad. Wayne Dyer could have said, I have leukemia, this sucks, I'm going to be sick, I'm going to die. Or, I have leukemia, I'm going to beat it, and I'm going to still inspire the world. One makes you sad, one makes you happy. One makes you empowered, one takes away your power. Which one do you want? I'm asking you right now to think about this. What are the stinking thoughts that you're having in your head that are holding you back, causing you pain, making you suffer, and not allowing you to go to the next level? Analyze your thoughts this week more than ever before in your life. The law of attraction. Is it really the secret to success? And does it really work? Listen, I know for a fact that in my 20s, when I was fixing cars during the day, I was painting cars, sucking fumes, had headaches every night. I literally drove a tow truck at night while simultaneously I was getting into real estate, and the only way I could do is get no money down deals, the worst deals in town. So I'd get done working on cars at 5 or 6, eat, and then go work on houses until, I don't know, sometimes 2 o'clock in the morning, tired, get up, do it again. Now, during those times, I was envisioning a bigger future. I was hoping to be a millionaire someday. I was hoping to retire my mom, who worked so hard to make, she worked like 3 jobs to make $90 a week. And I envisioned me having money. I envisioned the big house. But there was a part I was missing back then. Hey, if you don't already know who I am, I'm Dean Graziosi. I'm a multiple New York Times best-selling author. My new book, Millionaire Success Habits, is on fire right now. You probably see it everywhere. I've been able to start and scale 13 different companies. My brands and my companies have done hundreds of millions of dollars in sales in like 30 years of being an entrepreneur. And I love this topic, the law of attraction, because there's so many different opinions. But in my experience, going from someone who didn't go to college, or coming from someone who didn't go to college and used to work blue collar, hard, hands dirty, which there's nothing wrong with it, and evolving to big business, doing hundreds of millions of dollars, touching the lives of people all around the world, multiple New York Times best-selling books, all those great things, I've really dialed in what I believe and I think is the truth about the law of attraction. You see, I remember when The Secret went viral, was it 8, 10, maybe even 12 years ago? I don't even remember, but The Secret went viral. It's still a strong selling book. And to manifest, to create vision boards, to envision and picture and meditate on your bigger future is an absolute must. I teach it in my book. It's a habit you must have. You must create a compelling future for yourself. If you focus on what you don't want anymore, if you focus on what your parents have, if you focus on what your friends, family, even parents or loved ones tell you you should do, or listen to the naysayers, or listen to the negative news, I'm sorry to say that's the results you'll get. What you focus on is what you get. But what happened with The Secret, it stopped there. It's not just about the vision board. It's not just about having a compelling future that pulls you towards a better, bigger version of you, towards your next level, towards living your full potential. That's all wonderful. But the part that's missing is action. Now, you're saying, oh, Dean, you're brilliant. No, I'm saying that because a lot of people do miss it. We create a vision board. We want to manifest. We focus on our bigger future, but then we go back to the same old habits we had prior. The same thinking that got you here is not the same thinking that will get you to where you want to go. One of my mentors said, the thinking, the habits that got you out of Egypt are not the same habits that are going to take you to the promised land. So, the law of attraction. It's a hot topic, books, everybody's talking about it, and it continues to go. But I want to tell you the definition of success is taking that principle, taking the law of attraction, but then how do you change your habits? How do you change your routines? And how do you stop doing the things that don't move the needle in your life, that bring you down, that cause negativity, that rob your confidence, or you just do out of a hypnotic rhythm because everybody else used to, or you hang around the negative people, or you surf online for hours and you wonder why your business isn't working? You have to quit those things, open up space, and start doing more of the things that move the needle. My buddy Tony Robbins, I love when he's on stage, he says, listen, you could sit in your garden, you could close your eyes and meditate and say, weeds don't grow, weeds don't grow, weeds don't grow. He goes, but when you open your eyes, unless you pull the weeds, they will grow. Same thing here. Manifest it, vision board, have a compelling future, but get out there and take action. And a lot of times, it's as simple as throwing away the things that don't move the needle in your life. Stop doing the shit that doesn't serve you, doesn't serve God, doesn't serve making more money. And then even one step higher, stop doing the things other people taught you are the definition of success. Stop spending months wondering what your website should look like or what color your logo should be, and start spending time on marketing and sales and understanding your avatar. Stop listening to the naysayers in your life and dig in following those who have already forged the path in front of you. Listen, There are over 1,700 new millionaires a day being created in America. Think of that number. I get so many people say to me, oh, the old days, Dean, it was easier for you to become a millionaire back in the day. No, this is the time. Social media, the internet, the world becoming smaller has literally opened up the opportunity for so many people to have the chance to be wealthy, to live to their full potential, to grab self-education, learn on your own, learn from those who are already doing it, and go faster and quicker. But it takes more than manifestation. You have to take action, and you have to change your habits. And that's why I think Millionaire Success Habits is one of the best-selling books of the year. We just passed 400,000 copies shipped. It's even getting relaunched through a publisher in January. You'll see it everywhere again. I think that book's gonna go to 1 million copies. In fact, you can go to Amazon right now and grab a copy for 26 bucks, and it's worth every dime. You can get the audio there, you can get the Kindle there, or still, I'm running this incredible opportunity for everyone because it's my mission to change the global conversation on education. I want to make self-education the new norm. When I was a kid and I didn't go to college, my guidance counselor said I should get a job in a factory. I didn't realize there was this third way, self-education, learning from real players, and then going and implement and changing my life. And that's my mission. That's why we've given and shipped over 400,000 copies. And you could still get a copy by clicking the link on this page. And you can grab a hardcover copy for free. Yes, I ask you to cover the shipping and handling, but I've included some crazy, insane bonuses. And all you gotta do is click the link on this page, go watch a quick video, give you all the details, all the bonuses, and you'll see cover shipping and handling. I will ship you the book. Listen, this is a time wealth is made. This is a time you can tap into your full potential. But just sitting and meditating about more money, the bigger house, more freedom, more control won't do it. You must change your habits. And I'm gonna show you an easy way to do it. That's why that book is truly on fire. And then I'm gonna show you how to implement and even teach you how to market and persuade in a way you never imagined. Click the link on this page. Get Millionaire Success Habits in your hands for free if you'll just cover the shipping and handling. Click the link before this opportunity's gone. The power of thoughts. We all know this. We all have read Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, The Untethered Soul. All of it sounds so amazing, but tell me that's not hard. Being the observer of your thoughts, it's like control your thoughts. I mean, it sounds really good, but it's tough. I work on it every day. But it's also the greatest gift in the entire world we could give ourselves. What's standing between you and your next level? Yes, last night the lady asked, I forget her name, I'm sorry, what question should you ask? What's standing between you and where you want to go is always the story between it. Your next level, there's only a story between you. There's no physical guard, there's no guns, there's no blockade. It's what's going on in here. And when you can understand that your thoughts can make you have a great day or a bad day, when you understand that your thoughts are things, and they're not true. In most cases, your thoughts lie to you. I literally had this conversation with my dad about a month ago. I said, have your thoughts ever lied to you? He's like, I don't think so. I said, no. I said, ever in your life think someone you were dating didn't like you anymore, or they were actually talking to someone else, and it wasn't true? He's like, oh yeah, I remember this story. Did you ever think a friend cheated you or ignored you or didn't call you to go to the movies, and you got upset and got worked up, and then it wasn't true? Yeah, and I named like 10 things. He's like, yeah, your thoughts lie to you. I said, of course they do, over and over again. But you could step back and check that thought and just make it a habit. I am not perfect at this, but I obsess on it every day. When I'm in a good mood, I want to observe what I'm thinking so I can have more of that. When I'm worried, stressed, or a little anxious, I want to know what those thoughts are. What makes me anxious? When I feel like I have everything I ever wanted, why am I anxious today? And I'll look and go, holy crap, that thought's been hanging around since I was 14. That one's got to go. So I want to give you a little story. It's the greatest gift that you could give your family, yourself, and your company. For the next week, obsess on everything that you do after the fact and observe what your thinking was to actually make it happen. And I want to simplify it. Again, I always want to tell you, I'd love to give you all these things and say, you can go do them all and life's perfect. I understand you're busy, you got life, you got a million different influences. So I want to give you the things that you could just plop in and not make a big deal out of it. Just observe your thinking. Good mood, just step back. Say, why am I in a good mood? Bad mood? Step back and just look at the thought. I want to give you an example of, because I've been obsessed on this mostly the last 18 months. kind of obsessed for 5 years, obsessively 18 months, last 6 months, ridiculously obsessed. So I'm at breakfast with my kids, and my son has this crazy memory. So he's got these crayons, a box of like 40 crayons, and they're not like red, blue, and pink. They're like lime green, tequila gold. Like they're all these exotic names, right? And he's loving these crayons, and he pulls one out, and he goes, Dad, look at this color. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Is that green? He goes, no, it's lime, exotic, tequila gold. I don't know. I'm making that shit up. But so he remembers it, and I'm like, wow, you remembered that one. And he pulls out another one. I'm like, what's that one? And I grab the box from him. And I go through this. This little guy remembered all 40 names. I couldn't remember all 40 if I studied for 6 months. So I'm like, dude, that's amazing. That's your gift. That's your unique ability. My daughter's sitting there, sees all the praise he's getting, and says, I can do that. I'm like, that's not your unique ability. God gives us all unique abilities. Dad couldn't do it, but you're my inventor. You're the visionary. My son's the implementer. If they ever would like each other enough to be partners, they'll be badass. So my daughter goes in the other room, she studies, she goes, no, I got this, pull the first one out, what do you think? She gets it wrong. And I'm like, Bree, and she starts crying. That's not like her. She's like upset. And I'm like, baby, no. I said, you have a gift. Brody doesn't come up with the ideas you have. I'm like, so I tell her about her gifts, and she blurts out, and she says, it's because you spend more time with Brody in the morning. I'm like, oh. So me, thinking I'm doing this right, I said to her, Brianna, don't tell yourself a lie, and don't tell me a lie. I spend equal time with you two. And I go in that phase, right? And all of a sudden she tucks it down. She goes from crying, tucks it down. She gets dressed, or she gets ready. And it's the first day she left since she was born without giving me a kiss going off to school. And I'm like, it's all right. She's learning a lesson. Until she left. And like an hour later, I'm walking around and I do what I'm sharing with you. I observed my thinking. And I'm like, oh shit. Like literally, just like that. I'm not kidding you. And I'm like, I just told my daughter her feelings don't matter. That's what I told her. She tried to express, whether right, wrong, or other ways, that's how she felt in that moment. And what I told her was, your feelings don't matter, tuck it down, go to school. If she gets married to a guy and does it to her, I'll kick his ass. And if he's bigger than me, I'm Italian, I'll have someone kick his ass. And all of a sudden I'm feeling this and I'm like, oh my God, I literally got in my car, I blew a couple red lights, I drove 90 miles an hour, I got to her school, because the best way to fix stuff is just fix it, right? Not think about it, because I observed this thought. Again, I'm just giving you this lesson of what it does for you, because you can observe these things like a third party. So I get to the school, and there's 2 people waiting in the line at the principal's office, so you're supposed to get the little tag and put the name thing on and sign in. I'm like, the hell with it. I jumped the fence, and I ran across the field where they all play, right? The playground. And I'm like, imagine if a teacher sees me, there's gonna be 911, air raid. Like there's a security guard at the school who's gonna tackle me. I could care less. I literally jumped a 6-foot fence. I knock on her door, she comes out, I'm like, baby, Dad made a bad parenting decision. Your feelings matter to me. I got on my knees, I'm like, baby, your feelings matter. Whether you believe that or not, thank you. I said, whether you believe it, whether I believed you or not, whether it was true or not, it doesn't matter. That's the way you felt in the moment, and I should have acknowledged your feelings. Dad was wrong. And we talked, we hugged, we kissed. I literally left sobbing like I was like, bye, baby. Like literally sobbing. And then I was in a great mood. I had the radio cranking, I felt amazing. But it never would have happened if I wasn't the observer of my thoughts. And I'm not great at it, I'm not perfect at it, but make it a part of your life and watch how your life changes. Wherever it is you wanna go, when you have that vision, remember, what's standing in your way is nothing more than a thought. And I tell people all the time, I'll say to my daughter, she's like, but I don't think it. She'll give me the story. I'm like, can you go grab me that story in the other room? Can you go grab me that thought? No, you can't grab it. It's only in here, Bree. Or Brody, it's only in here. So let's just change that thought, and all of a sudden there's nothing in your way. Because it's not physical. It's in here. What's up, what's up? Hey, before you go, you need to watch these next few videos. They're absolute game changers. Hurry up and click right over here and watch them, and I'll see you there.